You crying?
This Gojo custom didn't take me too long to make, but everyone has been asking me how I did it, so let me explain. So the first thing I want to talk about for this custom is what I used to make it. We're going to start off with the head sculpt and what I used for it. SHF Teen Gojo is the head I've been using for this custom ever since I made it, but still, Figma Gojo works just as well because of the extra unmasked head sculpt. If you're looking for more of a faithful recreation of Gojo from the fight, then you can use the SHF Teen Gojo face plates, and then you can buy the Shinjuku Showdown hair sculpt from the toy spot and use that on the figure. I'll be getting the hair sculpt later, but you know, the SHF Teen Gojo and the Figma Gojo head look perfectly fine on the custom. The body that I use for the custom is the Dasen model bodysuit Kuroma because the shoes are super close to what Gojo shoes look like in the manga, and you can wait until you get a replacement pair of these. But if you want to use something else that's a better body, I'd recommend using the Romankey Body. That's something I've seen everyone use, which something I really like, but whatever you want to use. Or another body that I've seen people use is the Win Toys Super Action male body, and that's a really good example of a body that you should use. The neck is something that a lot of people have been asking me about. You can switch the pegs for the Kuroma body and put the SHF Teen Gojo neck peg inside of there, and that's a really good replacement because the SHF Teen Gojo head will go straight on perfectly fine, no adapters needed. But if you want to use the Figma, you're gonna have to cut half of the Figma neck peg so it works and into the neck. For the shoes, I would say just buy a replacement. If you're fine with the Kuroma shoes, then it's whatever, but it's good. And for the clothes, I'd say you can get them on eBay, you can get them on AliExpress, you can get them anywhere where people sell their kind of services, but that's mainly it. Like I recommended before, I ended up getting the Romankey Body to do the Gojo custom. Here's what the figure looks like out of the box with everything that isn't really needed in the moment for the custom. The figure has some downsides, and after getting it in person, I just decided to just stick with the Dasen model body in the end. Here's the figure with the clothes, the Gojo head, and the feet from the Dasen model body on the figure to show you guys what the custom could turn out to look like. Let's talk about how we're going to put the figure together. Starting with the body, make sure you take off the clothes. Whoa, calm down there, bro. I don't mean it like that. But also, you want to take off the head, hands, and shoes of the figure, making everything easier when doing this. When putting on the head, it depends on what you're going to use for this custom. If you're going to use SHF Teen Gojo for the head, you're going to want to take off the head and the peg from the SHF and remove the peg from the Dasen model and replace it with the SHF peg and head. Use hot water on the open end for the neck if you're struggling to put the peg in, and make sure to only keep it in there for like 3 to 5 seconds and not any longer. For the hands, you can use the SHF Teen Gojo or SHF Gojo, depending on which Gojo you got. For this custom, SHF hands would work perfectly fine on the Dasen model body. But if you're using the Figma Gojo, you're going to have to remove the Figma Gojo wrist peg and the Dasen model wrist peg and replace them because of how the Figma Gojo hands work. They won't work on the Dasen model, but if you do that, it would allow you to use them for the custom. At the time of recording this, Robotech announced that they will be releasing their own version of Garou from One Punch Man, and Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts also revealed the upcoming figure of Toji Fujiguro. I'm not sure how well the feet from these figures will work on the Gojo custom, but they're great options for anyone who wants to use the same body that I use. Another company, TK Toys, also announced a custom Gojo kit designed for the Romankey Body. They showcased several items in the kit, including 3 faceplates, a Gojo hair sculpt, 2 hands, 4 effects, being 2 blue, 1 red, and 1 purple effect, clothing for Gojo, and a replacement feet that makes him look nearly identical to his manga appearance. When I first started recording this video, none of this was announced or known to be in production, so everything came out completely out of the blue. Take that information as you will. There are a lot of optional accessories you can get to make this custom look better. You can use Dragon Ball effects like the Kamehameha effect included in some figures, ranging from blue, red, or purple. They work the best for Gojo's techniques, and you can also use the SHF UG's Curse Energy effects. They fit nicely on the fist if you end up using the SHF Teen Gojo for the hands, or you can use the UG hands if you don't think the fit is proper to what you want. Prices for everything you need get really high, especially if you want a near perfect custom. Expect to spend around $180 to $250 in total So only take on this project if you're able to save up or already have the funds. You can find a lot of the figures and accessories on sites like AmiAmi, Hobby Genki, Big Bad Toy Store, Plaza Japan, eBay, and Mercari. If you're looking for Figma Gojo, SHF Gojo, SHF Gojo Zero, SSF Teen Gojo, or SHF Toji, those sites are the best bets. Clothes and bodies can also be found on eBay, AliExpress, or 5K Toys. The biggest downside I would have to say about this custom is hunting down the figures and clothing. A lot of official Gojo figures are going for over $90 right now, and you need to be careful to make sure the body you're buying is legitimate or you're not getting scammed. So please make sure to buy from trusted websites or people in the community. Everything I could possibly say about this custom is in this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll make a follow-up video. Thanks for watching, and liking and subscribing means the world to me. So, thank you guys.